Hello viewers, welcome to CEC Lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Jagwani. I am from Department of Computer Science, Arifat College, University of Delhi. Today I am going to discuss one topic about artificial intelligence. In our previous lectures, we have seen what actually is artificial intelligence, what are the sectors it is affecting, and then we have seen many interesting applications of artificial intelligence also. So, in continuation to that, in today's lectures, we'll be, looking upon the benefits, myths, risks, and some interesting facts about artificial intelligence also. So, in previous lectures, we have seen that artificial intelligence was the term which was coined in 1956 by John McGrath in one of its computing conferences. So, looking at the early definition given by John McGrath, he says that every aspect of learning or any other feature of intelligence can in principle be so precisely described that a machine can be made to simulate it. So that means whatever learning or whatever intelligence a human can have, that all intelligence and that all learning can be precisely defined in terms of principles or in terms of points which can be taught to a given machine, and an attempt will be made to find how to make machines use language, forms abstractions, and concepts, solve the kinds of problems which were then reserved for human only, and then improve themselves. So, looking at all these terms, if we see how a machine can use language, nowadays we have natural language understanding, natural language processing for that. Forming abstractions and concepts takes us to cognitive computing, and solving kinds of problems which were then reserved for humans only is what we talk in machine learning nowadays. So all these kinds of tasks, or all these kinds of conception which were coined with early definition of artificial intelligence are now possible with all its buzzword. So now, from its inception, if we take that particular definition, and nowadays what we have in hand in terms of AI, so we can say AI nowadays can be differentiated into three types: weak AI, advanced AI, and artificial super intelligence. So weak AI is also known as narrow AI. Advanced artificial intelligence is also known as general AI or AGI, and the third one is artificial super intelligence. So weak AI is a goal oriented artificial intelligence application which is designated to perform singular task, and it is very intelligent, and at completing the specific task it is programmed to do. So whatever AI we are looking nowadays, I mean whatever application you can take, be it playing a board game, or it is having taking commands from of natural language understanding and performing the actions according to that, all these commands or all these concepts comes under weak AI or narrow AI. So we can say that whatever researchers have achieved till today in AI is actually all the part of weak AI or narrow AI. And then we have advanced AI. Advanced AI is all about mimicking human intelligence and behaviors too, with the ability to learn and apply its intelligence to solve any problem. So the human brain or human intelligence can be mimicked along with human behaviors. Then ability to learn and apply the intelligence of human being to solve any other problem. All these tasks comes under the category of advanced AI. So advanced AI is some such thing which researchers are trying to achieve. While we have a third term, which is artificial superintelligence. So artificial superintelligence, it is actually a hypothetical AI term, which is more than mimicking the human behavior and human intelligence. So artificial superintelligence is that where machines will be surpassing a human in terms of behavior as well as in terms of functionality also. So we consider it as a hypothetical term. Narrow AI is what is achieved till date in terms of in domains of AI, and advanced AI is what is being still on which the research is still on. Now coming to as we have seen what was the original definition of AI, which was coined in 1956, and what kind of AI things we are having nowadays. So now let us consider what are the everybody is talking about AI, and its buzzwords like neural networks. Then you have machine learning, then deep learning, and natural language understanding. All these are kinds of buzzwords nowadays. So why each and everybody or the researchers are talking so much about AI? What are the benefits AI is serving to the human race? So considering the benefits of AI, first of all, we have to err is to human. This is the a common item in English. So humans are there to make mistakes, and as far as machines are considered, whatever task in artificial intelligence, the goal is to make machines behave, to make machines do all these tasks which a human can do, but along with the reduction of human error. For example, let's say weather forecasting. So weather forecasting is such a field in which nowadays AI is being used very very heavily. And what is the advantage we have got by using AI in weather forecasting is we have reduced majority of human errors. So reduction in human errors is one of the major benefits which AI is giving. Another benefit is taking risks instead of humans. So if you have heard about in 1986, there was a nuclear reactor blast in Ukraine. In order to control that particular disaster, we can say it was very very difficult for human being because of the hazards which were getting which were human were getting from that particular nuclear reactor site. So would have been robots present at that time, that risk can be taken, that risk would have been taken by robots instead of humans, and many lives could have been saved. So wherever there is a risk involved, we can always introduce robots instead of humans. So taking risk instead of humans is a very important benefit of artificial intelligence. Next, as it is like performing human like tasks by machines, but machines are available, they can work 24 into 7 without any breaks. So a very important application of these kinds of tasks could be helpline centers, which can be taken up by, in which queries can be taken up by robots, or in we can say voice bots or chat bots instead of human beings. And these chat bots or voice bots, as these are programs or machine, they are available, for example, they are available 24 into 7. So in case where a digital assistance is to be served, organization can set up a voice bot or a particular chatbot instead of using humans there. So 24 into 7 availability can be ensured by it. Now another task or another benefit could be, let us take an example of a bank. So in a bank or in an educational institution, a lot of verification of documents is required, and that's a kind of repetitive task. Now these types of tasks can be taken by cognitive automation. So AI can also help in doing these monotonous and repetitive jobs. Next in the list of benefits provided by AI is faster decision making capability. Let us understand this with the help of an example. Let's say we have chess. Now, given a particular situation, what could be, or which one could be the best possible move? Now, there can be for just the set of possible moves, there can be numerous possibilities, and what could be the best possible move that a player need to think and plan, and that thinking should be let's say n number of moves ahead. So what could be best possible step in a very short time? This answer can be devised, or this answer can be taken up with the help of AI according to the algorithms which are used behind it. It is introducing a faster decision making capability also. Now around us we have many routine applications which are taking help of AI. For example, let's say taking a selfie, or searching a particular location, or maybe making a phone call, or replying to an email by some automatic set replies, on many more. For these all routine small applications, we have assistants like Apple's Siri, Windows Cortana, Google's OK Google, and we can do all these routine applications. We can perform all these routine applications without moving our hand. It is just it is just can be controlled by just a voice command. Now in field of medical, we have many new inventions which are taking help of artificial intelligence, and these are predicting diseases like cancer at a very early, or at a very first stage, or at a very early stage, we can say. So that is another advantage which comes under the category of new inventions. Then we have AI is very useful in turning information into knowledge. One very contextual example of this turning information into knowledge is nowadays this COVID 2019 is a pandemic which is hovering around all over the world. Now Singapore University has taken some data, some statistics, and they have performed they have used some machine learning algorithms on that, and for many of the countries they have predicted that according to their own statistics of each and every country, when this COVID-19 pandemic will be going to take an end into that particular country. So for each and every country, they have given some forecast that when this COVID-19 is going to stop in their particular country. So till this point of time, we can say all these statistics were available, and the data was available, and that was a kind of information for us. But turning or converting this information into knowledge is one another very interesting benefit which is provided benefit by AI. Now another idea is benefits for giving response to disastrous situation or disaster responses. By analyzing smart disaster responses and providing real-time data of disasters and weather events, AI is also benefiting human race. Finally, we can say, if we want to sum up benefits of AI into one kind of one sentence, so we can say AI is giving us the amazing blend of creativity and technology, which is providing many boons or many benefits to human race. But now, as a coin is also having two sides, similarly, any application or any technology, along with its benefits or advantages, provides us some disadvantages also. Now, that depends upon a human being, that how a particular technology is being taken up by human race, so that whether it is going to be a boon for us or whether it is going to be very very disastrous for us. So similarly, AI is no exception. Coming to its disadvantages, we can say, first of all, AI developing any application or developing any application related to AI, it is very very task consuming and requires a lot of technical expertise. Without any technical expertise, it is not possible to attend any application, or it is not possible to let's say program a voice bot or a chat bot in AI. So it requires lots of skills and technical knowledge. Apart from that, because of these high skill demand being high skill demanding, it acquires cost of creation also. Similarly, it is making humans lazy, as I have talked about some very routine applications like writing emails, or maybe considering one step further, let's say we have cyber physical systems, IoT systems, which yes some which they which also use artificial intelligence somewhere. And switching on lights or switching off lights, or automatically replying to email, or playing the particular music tracks, all these are just voice commands, or making a particular phone call. What are these all nowadays? These are just voice commands. We need not to move even a bit from our place in order to execute all these commands. So as a result, what is happening, it is making humans lazy. And also it is coming up in a lack of innovative thinking. Innovation or creativity is kind of declining in human race, we can say. Apart from that, if we talk about some more disadvantages, as it is all about machines, and machines performing human like behaviors, or machine performing tasks which are performed by humans, but humans somewhere have ethics, morals, and values. But these machines don't have any ethics, morals, or values. So lack of ethics and lack of moral human values is another disadvantage. Then the most of the researchers, or some thinkers are afraid of AI, because AI can be programmed to do something very devastating. Yes, it is true. AI can be programmed to do something very disastrous, or AI can be programmed to do something very beneficial. But it again depends upon the human being who is using, or who is or who is the creator, who is creating the application. AI can be programmed to do, even if AI is programmed to do something beneficial, but it develops a destructive method for achieving its a goal. That destructive way or destructive path to achieve a particular goal is obviously a disadvantage which is attached with AI. And many thinkers have developed concerns about advanced AI. But I can say advanced AI is not malevolence, but the concern should be about its competence, not about its malevolence. But yes, we need to be very, very careful in terms of providing control to artificial intelligent machines, I can say, or this can be termed as rise of robots should not go beyond the control. If rise of robots will be taken beyond the control, then humanity will be under much of the threat. So AI, yes, it can be a boon, it can be a blessing, or it can be a very, very disastrous thing, but that depends upon how we are going to use it or how creators are going to use it. So it's not about only advantages and disadvantages. There are many, many myths which are attached with artificial intelligence. Now let me focus on what are the myths, what are the some popular myths, and what are the facts behind those myths. So one myth which is famous about artificial intelligence is AI is turning evil. So actually, it is not that AI is turning evil. Actually, AI is turning competent. Now it is all about humans, as I've already said, that in which manner they are going to use it. Now, some thinkers say the main concern or another myth with which is attached with AI or which is concerned with AI is robots. A rise of robots is the main concern. But what I would say is it's not about robots or it's not about drones only. It is about misalignment of goals. So we can say yes, we need to perform AI some actions, and that AI will definitely perform. But the way in which it is going to be achieved, that may trigger some misalignment of goals. So that misalignments of goals should be the main concern, rather than being robots or AI turning evil. Another myth is AI is triggering unemployment, but this should rather be taken up in such a manner that AI is not triggering unemployment in a way. It is triggering skillful employment. People who are having particular skills for machine engineering in order to design the hardware part of the robot, or we can say or machinery part of the robot or machinery part of the drone, or all these softwares related to artificial intelligence, or these researchers which perform discovery or innovation related to algorithms, machine learning and deep learning, neural networks, etc. All these jobs will be in high demand because of artificial intelligence only. So it is not like that AI is creating unemployment. Rather than it should be taken as that AI is creating skillful employment. Now coming to before summing up the lecture, let me summarize no let me give you some very interesting facts about AI. Here are the couple of facts. Most of AI bots are females. So you can have you have seen many Siri, Alexa, and right from starting, let's say Eliza. So all these boards, AI boards or voice boards or chat boards or any IVR machine, you will find it in a soft spoken voice by a female. So these AI, most of the AI boards are female. Then one technology, fMRI scanners, has been developed through which AI can read your mind. Sometimes, yes, it seems a bit scary that someone can read your mind, but yes, it is, researchers are working in this direction also, that AI can read your mind. Now, we have another interesting fact about AI, that AIs have nationalities and passports. Although it is a kind of, the topic of debate, but the most famous robot, Sophia, is now a citizen, is having the nationality of Saudi Arabia. So yes, now AIs or the robots have started having nationalities and passports also. Lots of debates and lots of concerns are also going into these topics about having AIs, robots having nationalities and passports. But these are some facts which are, attached with AI, definitely. Now let me summarize the lecture. So in this lectures we have seen that starting from the early definition of AI, what all we are having in today's AI, considering the top types of AI. Then we have seen some benefits and disadvantages also of AI. Then we have taken a look on couple of myths about AI and some interesting facts related to AI. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you.